Here we are. It is time. It's Elite 8 action live right here on Speed Gaming 5. Welcome to the show. My name is Wickliosis. I am the Smooth Talker yet again. And I'm joined in the booth by two of my very favorites. Directly to my left. Welcome back. It's Demon Frog. Demon Frog, welcome back. Tell us about the party makeup.
Long time no see. For this round of the Elite 8, we have the black belt is the captain. Everyone will have to have a black belt. The red mage was the forced co-captain. And no white mages allowed. We look at both of the parties, same setup. I really was expecting this. Crabcakes and LordFizzlebeef, very similar play styles, similar routing. It's going to be an interesting one.
Definitely is Demon. Welcome back. And on my right side, welcome to the broadcast booth. It's the Baroness Lyra. Welcome to the broadcast booth. It's been too long since we got to work together. Our players. Wow. Great matchup we've got. Crabcakes and LordFizzlebeef. Tell us a little bit about each player.
Crabcakes had Melee Wizard in round 1, Falconic week 2, Dangwoo week 3, Shadow Walker in week 4. Edgework in week 5 went a big whopping 5-0. Didn't have to play last week at all, so she's been riding the bench a little bit. Hopefully she's been practicing. And on Fizzle's side, Falconic, Gregory Puff, losing to Falconic week 1, but going on a tear through the rest of it in week 2 through 5. We had Gregory, Tyrannex, Arson Horror, Show, and our tournament in the round 1 would be against you, Will.
Oh, boy. We'll get to that in just a moment. It looks like our players are in the starting blocks. But I thank Carito for doing all the restreaming, taking care of us, chit-chatting in the background as well. Always a pleasure to work with Carito, certainly, and always to be live right here on Speed Gaming. Demon Frog, Lyra SRL, and Wickliosis here to bring you this great Game 1 Best of 3 match tonight here live on Speed Gaming. A little bit of record keeping. It is right now May 30th, 2019. We've got some other players that have already qualified for the Final Four. One of these two moving on to the Final Four. This will be Game 1. One shall stand, and one shall fall.
Yeah, this is the one matchup so far out of the Elite 8 that I'm really excited for. They both have very similar styles, similar routing, and we'll get to see if they change it up at all.
Directly to the white magic shop is LordFizzlebeef. He sees Fear, Lamp, Ruse being Red Wizard locked. Oh gosh, Demon, that's Bane in level 1. As much as I love it, no type of AoE sweeper spell.
I mean, Quaker and Bane will get you through the early game. They're going to have to hope to see either Provoker or Elflin somewhere here on this lower continent to maybe get them something with a little more oomph.
The chat is already calling to Bane Chaos immediately. Lively chat. We saw pro rings for sale, about 5,000 gold. Players are going to make a note of that. Crabcakes is the first to leave Canaria, come back in. Both players save at the exact same time, the 45-second mark, and both of them are off. Looks like it's a 5-step encounter. LordFizzlebeef decides to run. Crabcakes is going to take the fight. This is how LordFizzlebeef plays, Lyra. He's already on his way, figuring out the encounter table, closing in on the Temple of Fiends.
That's all you gotta do is just have that little strong start. Don't have to worry about anything. Some people don't even check the chests in here, but it looks like Fizzle's actually gonna check the the left-hand side 3. Finds a house in the first one. That's actually some nice thing to see early on. They're usually pretty.
And I'm sure Fizzle's already picked up on this, but after that first initial encounter, there's a huge hole.
LordFizzlebeef, one of the best encounter table mappers. He gets an ice sword equipable by his fighter. He goes ahead and passes on that. Let's see if he goes to his menu and clips it. He does. Also a heal helmet. Demon, you get a heal helmet this early in the game. What are you doing with it?
Cash money for that early game.
Crabcake's starting to struggle with the zombies. The zombies are in Crabcake's head. What's in your head, Crabcakes? Zombie. LordFizzlebeef fires Bane into Garland. It misses. It's ineffective. Nuke is down, but a big swing from the Ice Sword takes out Garland. He moves up to level 2. Crabcakes is poisoned. She picks up her house. She's moving closer in to try to pick up her Ice Sword and her helmet. Lord Fizzlebeef gets the Mystic Key from the King of Canaria and the Floater from the newly rescued Princess Sarah.
That is an interesting combo because that opens up the incentive Marsh locked as your ticket to go get that airship.
What's the seas? I mean, this was supposed to be the tournament for sailing the high seas. I think we're going to sail the skies. And
Well, they're going to get on a boat one way or another. We'll see if it's a canoe. We'll see if it's a ship.
It's a canoe and it's loose.
A canoe in Corneria locked.
Wow.
We're going to be airborne in sub-6.
Wow. Okay. We didn't even get a chance to explain quite yet about there's going to be 3 loose items out there as far as our incentive pool. We found one already. It's the canoe. We have our water vessel and we have our floater. So as Demon Frog just said, we're going to be able to get airborne very fast. Demon. Crabcakes or Lord Fizzlebeef? This early start, which player does that favor in this match?
I mean, Fizzlebeef is the kind of guy, when he puts his foot on the gas, he puts it all the way through the car. And Crabcakes, I think, is one of the most efficient players. She can look at her party, her gear, her spells, her levels, and say, I have exactly enough to get through a low-level ice cave, to get through waterfall, to get through ordeals. It's tough to say.
honestly, I feel that Crabcakes, she can get behind, but then she just turns on the flippers and just goes straight on through everything. I like her a little bit more in this scenario, but Fizzle is off to such a strong start that it's just too hard.
Poison smoke into the iguana. Lord Fizzlebeef at the 4-minute mark jumps up to level 3 on all 4 of his light warriors. He continues to lead the black belt in front. He skips, I believe, the Matoya's cave entrance. He didn't do that. Finds Melmond. It's the new Melmond inside the old Provoca. Does not check the NPC shuffle quite yet. He saves. He's going to go over and see that it is the Elf Doctor and hit the reset button.
I'm actually... Oh, I guess, yeah, he does have the canoe, so he did save there. That's one thing with these guys. Both Crabcakes and Fizzlebeef have very similar routing. They both will just turn the gas on so hard in that first 30 minutes. They both prefer an early sky. I'm curious to see if either of these guys mix it up to kind of counter what the other's doing.
Speaking of mixing it up, Crabcakes noticed in the armor shop there in Conaria, there were pro rings there for about 5.
Oh yeah, I missed how much the heel helmet sold for, but that's usually a big chunk of change.
It's about 4,900.
That poor black belt of Crabcakes down to 10 HP, just walking around poisoned. I don't think we're going to see that black belt much longer. Quake fell into crack. See ya to the wolves as Crabcake continues on. She's going to be able to find the new Melmond in the old Provoca. Meanwhile, Lord Fizzlebeef is traversing the river system, fires Bane into the piranhas, and they've been poison smoked. He gets up to level 4.
I refuse to believe that the Caribbeans would be poison smoked, but...
So something we noticed is that Ordeals is one of the incentives for our wonderful runners here. It may not be like something of interest. We have canoe already, but we don't have a ship, and we just have to make a long way to go over there. Why do it now?
Hydras take out Lord Fizzlebeef. He's got a reset. Could have put him back a little bit from his strong early start as Crabcakes continues to map the encounter table. Finds out the Grimps have frost. Quickly resets. As Lyra said, that ship is out there. An entire ice cave dive or like Castle of Ordeal, like Lyra said, could end up being that ship, which is not, well, no, it's not going to be required at all because we have the canoe and we will have the airship momentarily.
Yeah, I have little doubt that these guys are going to route out ice and ordeals until they, statistically say there has to be something of use there.
Lord Fizzlebeef had his entire Light Warrior party poisoned. He did have pure potions. He had a whole 21 of them. As he's closing in on the old Crescent Lake. And there's the Hydra that took him out last time. Wham! He whacks the fighter. And the fighter goes down in a wallop. Meanwhile, Crabcakes is almost caught up. She's going to run from the piranhas. Lord Fizzlebeef's going to get whacked again. He loses another Light Warrior.
Yeah, those Caribes, I mean, not deadly, but when you got 6 of them on a screen and they're all casting Stinger, they just suck in your time.
Speaking of sucking things, Fizzle runs across the unrunnable part of that. That's really rough to see this early.
It got 2 levels. He did have the house he picked up, and he decides to burn it to keep his progress towards his airship.
LordFizzlebeef is the first to attain the airship. 7 minutes, 15 seconds. You can see the nerves as he doesn't do that very often. He crashed into the new on-rack. As he found the new on-rack, he revives the fighter and the black mage. Crabcakes closing in. She's going to check out the town first. LordFizzlebeef looking for a vendor item. He finds it. It's the adamant. 45,000 gold. What are you doing here, Demon, when you see that?
I mean, you're already flying around the world to try and find Provoke and Elfland for the magic. You may as well hit up Cardia, see if you can get up enough cash to get that quick adamant.
Crabcakes finds out the old Crescent Lake is the new on-rack. She's going in. She sees the adamant. LordFizzlebeef stops by the old Elfland and he finds Gaia. He's going to check the small treasure armor here. There's 12,000 gold, another 13,000, a heal pot, and 300. Let's see if he checks for the NPC. He did not. Yes, he does.
Yeah, there he is, going back.
What was it? Danny?
That was Dr. Un.
It was Un? Okay. Behind the scenes, we'd like to welcome and say thank you to Danny3883, the tracker of all greats, along with Dengwu. Dengwu's in this as well, helping us out behind the scenes here live on Speed Gaming. LordFizzlebeef made his way to Northwest Castle, picks up an Aegis shield. We're doing a little bit of stream sync. Here we go. Copper bracelet as well. Crabcakes is in the air about 2 minutes after LordFizzlebeef at this point.
And right in that one chest, I believe it was the left chest in locked Northwest Castle, 51,000. Right there's your the adamant key item, which also finds Provoca. That's something. Exit level 2. Sarda has the ship, so Fire 3 fast. That means Ordeals and Ice Cave are back. Not necessarily required, but you have one of the whammy key items off the table.
Right.
Fire
There's
3 and
exit.
fast right there.
Yeah, fast is huge. That's big news early. We haven't even made it the 10-minute mark yet. Crabcakes finds the new Provoca. We're going to take on Bicky here, have a chit-chat with Bicky. LordFizzlebeef's going to take out these pirates, and then unlike Dengwu, is going to have a little chat with Bicky.
That's just mean when he's muted.
LordFizzlebeef takes out the pirates, has a chat with Bicky, and picks up the required chime. Okay.
Alright, like I said, both of these guys really like doing Sky early. You have Bane, you have a chime. We're a cube away from seeing how early these guys might be willing to push.
LordFizzlebeef with 2 gold bracelets used a lot of that money. I didn't see how expensive they were. Let's see how much these guys got. 34,000. I've got to think, Demon, you talked about a Cardia Islands check for more money to maybe get the adamant. I like that play here, but that is not what's happening.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going back. He remembered those pro rings, going to pick those up. That's a huge amount of defense between the gold bracelet and the pro ring. And then I'm sure we'll have him map out the upper continent for Elfland. And then from there, we might start seeing our first amount of divergence.
How much were those gold bracelets, Lyra?
Those are 15,000 gold each, so that's
Okay.
actually pretty low for gold bracelets as far as this tournament's concerned.
Crabcakes doesn't find much. She's the first to check the the dwarf cave and its lock chest, but no need to reset. Just use the quick exit spell and get out of there. She's got 3 shots of it, so I like the play. LordFizzlebeef now headed towards Matoya's cave and flies right over it, headed toward. Is this?
He's checking towns. He's going to check Gaia, see what. Yep, there we go. Finds Elfland is level 3, level 4 magic. Temper, level 3. Great level for Temper.
Oh, it's great. It's not shared with anything too much either. We didn't see a nuke in there. As much as you want to see it, you don't want to share a spot. What about like a life 2 or something like that? Let's check out level 3 white magic. Harm 4 is in the first slot. That's the only slot that's going to be accessible to the red mage or either player in this match.
Yep, so Life 2 we know is locked out of Red Mage, or locked out of our runners. And that's one thing with not being able to have a White Mage at all. Red Mage is locked out of a lot more of the earlier level White Magic than Black Magic. So you're going to see a lot of slots that Red Mage just cannot learn. We have Fade, level 4, second slot.
That's locked out. Neither player is going to be seeing Fade this game at all. Level 4 Black Magic, not a lot. Zap, LordFizzlebeef went to walk away. He's going to grab it. It was 6,000 gold. Crabcakes returns to the new on-rack and is going to buy the adamant. So this is our first route divergence, I got to say, Lyra, at the 13-minute mark, we'll call it.
I'm completely speechless at these two runners. Just the fast menuing from Crabcakes, and Fizzle's just been on a tear ever since, too. Like, I love where this match is going, and hopefully it's not too trolly for our runners. We're already in the sky so early on, so I think it's going to be a good...
$992 gold for a house under 1,000. Oh, gotta like seeing that.
Yeah, cabins were cheap,
yeah.
heals were cheap, everything in the item shop was cheap down today.
Yeah, 15,000 gold bracelets, 5,000 pro rings. Crabcakes, of course, with the adamant in hand. We'll see if she heads that way. LordFizzlebeef, meanwhile, is going to Castle of Ordeal. I gotta think that this was because of the Fire 3, Demon, just like you said.
Yep. Also, they got Zap, which can do a little bit of work versus like the Medusa pack. I think he's only level 7. This is pretty ballsy. We'll have to see if anything rolls nasty.
Our first shot and look at a dungeon here. LordFizzlebeef enters Castle of Ordeal, draws the, I believe it's 1 to 3 sorcerer formation. He gets 2 of them. He's going to fire 3. That's not going to kill him. But a nice sword will not either.
They're tanky. They are tanky.
You gotta run.
Yeah,
Yep.
run from these.
Crabcakes turns in that purchasable adamant, and it's required. She's got her Oxyale.
Again, you have nice early level Bane. You have access to Sea Shrine. There's a lot of chests in there. If you get a little bit more in the way of levels and equipment, you could make a pretty low level run at Kraken, come out with a lot of gear, a lot of chests, and a lot of experience.
Speaking of gear, Crabcakes has headed to the Cardia Islands. She saves right outside on top of the airship. She's going to go in. There's only 3 chests in here. If she doesn't like it, she can reset. There's an iron armor. There's some dragons in her way. 200 gold, a cap, and the quick reset veteran move from the mastermind.
Just look how quick that reset was. I mean, the instant she saw Cap, it was on there for half a second. And yeah, and you'll see Fizzle do that too. The menuing on both of these sides is, honestly, it's not fair.
LordFizzlebeef has made it through the Castle of Ordeal Pillar Maze. We see a question in chat. We're going to get to it in just a moment from the Ultimate Bohab. Crabcakes leaves the dense treasure room. She saves in the air, parks her airship, and goes in for 3 more chests. Again, if she doesn't like it, she'll reset. LordFizzlebeef is through the Nightmare Trap Tile and runs into some Medusas. Crabcakes finds nothing, hits the reset button. Question from chat, Lyra, from the Ultimate Bohab. Do the seeds always give low-level nuke and fade, or is that just luck?
That is 100% luck. Every spell is shuffled in this particular flag sets. There is no guarantees. We're very fortunate that we even saw some of these things, and as you saw, because white mages are off the table, not a lot of good healing magic for our poor red mage.
Was that a ribbon, Demon?
That was a ribbon pickup. Yeah, that's one thing. Looking now that we've seen 1 through 4, they're going to be riding pretty much Fire 3, Bane, and Zap. They don't really have that much offense.
Oh. The incentivized item in Castle of Ordeal is the tail. Not required, but certainly desired.
Yeah, especially Fizzle hasn't made his Cardia check. He's going to be 5-6 spaces from where we know Bahamut has to be. We do have the NPC shuffle on where the three NPCs, the Elf Doctor, Dr. Un, and Bahamut can all be shuffled. We saw Dr. Un, we saw the Elf Doctor, so we know Bahamut has to be there.
Crabcakes has made her way to the waterfall. She ran into the golems. It's a 1-3 golem formation, and their first skill is Crack. Earth Elemental Instant Death, and it ravaged her entire party. She's going in for round 3. Lord Fizzlebeef and his tail and his loose ribbon are getting whacked by hydras again. He's leaving Castle of Ordeal.
Yeah, that's unfortunate on the Mudgalls. You see them in a couple of places, so you're going to see them again later. And Paralysts have Toxic.
Toxic. Death Elemental Instant Death Spell. AoE attacks all the light warriors. Equipped Pro Rings, it's short for protective, are blocking the effects of Toxic into Crabcakes. That's why she got them. Not only are they the best hand armor in the game for defensive rating purposes, but they protect from that Death Elemental. 2 spells, 2 skills. Toxic and Squint are the skills. The spells are Rub and Quadex.
And we see Fizzle back-to-back Tyro fights, taking them on, getting a lot of experience here early.
Wyverns had Sleep Touch. Nighty-night.
Crabcakes perishes again to the Crack. She gets a chance to strike first against the Nightmares. Lyra, she's starting to bang her head a little bit in here. This is attempt number 4. And there's Crack again, and she resets attempt number 5. She just has to get there to use the exit, I would think.
This is something you rarely see from Crabcakes. Crabcakes rarely is in a position where it's bang head against dungeon until win.
She's leaving.
So
Demon,
smart play
you
here.
were in the Chaos Rush tournament. You had a lot of success. You were right around in that tournament where these players are. You run into something like this at this type of level against this type of opponent. Under 20 minutes, is it still early, or do you start to push that panic button?
I mean, it's still early. You got to keep composed. I know when FizzleBeef won, he was saying he got kind of shook up a little bit, took him off his game, cost him some time. It's still early. You know that your opponent has to go through the same thing that you went through. Just keep a level head. Say, all right, what's my next check? What's the next thing I do? I'll come back when I have a little more level, some more MDef, some ribbons, something that can get me through these Mudgalls.
Speaking of magic defense, Fizzle finds out that the Red Ankylos have Flash and Ice 2 down to 1.
Crabcakes goes to the old Lefane. Town Shuffle, of course, still on. Gets that information. Resets. I can only think Castle of Ordeal might be next after a town check.
Yeah, Waterfall's up here. That didn't work out.
Right.
Check this town. Go do ordeals. And one thing worth mentioning, a lot of times people will see a runner enter Crescent Lake, go right to those sages, get that item. That flag is not on for this set. You have to defeat Lich before you can get that sage item, which means we need to find the rod.
Crabcakes finds her temper and Ice 2 at level 3 Black Magic. Lord Fizzlebeef does the raid of the Cardia Islands, and he's going... Is he going Mirage? No.
No, okay, just maybe stocking up on... night spells. Maybe? No? Oh, he has a bunch of people. That's
he needs to resurrect his warriors.
Oh no, those Red Ankylos were not playing around.
Crabcakes finds out that she will not learn Fade in this match. Lord Fizzlebeef's back in his airship, playing as strong as he has ever been. Lord Fizzlebeef has lost 2 matches this entire tournament. One of them was on day 1 to the Enforcer. Falconic FF took Lord Fizzlebeef down. He ran Ravage and Rough Shot through the next 4 weeks, where he ran into in the Sweet 16 the Dragon Slayer. Wilcleosis took out Lord Fizzlebeef in the first match of their best of 3. Lord Fizzlebeef came roaring back to win 2 in a row, eliminating the Dragon Slayer and winning a date with the undefeated Crabcakes.
On Fizzle's side, we see Saber-Tooth Tigers. They have Squint. They had Cremate, was it?
Frost.
Frost. Okay, I knew it was an AoE. And I like Crabcakes' play. You got in a couple levels. You kind of spun your wheels just a little bit. Let's go use that key. We know we get an incentive out of Marsh, and we're high enough level. We have exit. We can probably just burn through this dungeon and, make some progress.
I think this is definitely a good play. Crabcakes has the Mystic Key. There is an incentivized item here. Lord Fizzlebeef enters the waterfall. If he shoots right through this, I've got to give the advantage to the right side of your screen and Lord Fizzlebeef, because look at him go and look at the run that he just figured out, but he gets ambushed by the golems. Crack fires off, he loses the knight. Crack again, takes out the black wizard. The ribbon is protecting him here. No, it's not.
Cracked through
Not
the
anymore.
ribbon.
That was through a ribbon.
Unless he didn't equip it, that was through somebody died through a ribbon.
Yeah, he put it on the red wizard. There's a pro ring pickup for Cece. Lyra, the equipped ribbon. You want to tell the fans a little bit about the power of a ribbon when it's equipped on a light warrior?
So, equipping a ribbon, anybody can do it. It's not locked to a warrior per se, but when you do that, it protects you from pretty much everything in the book. There is still a 1% chance status effects will go through on you and take you down if it's a really bad status effect. That's just bad luck. That's all it is.
Fizzle trying to zap the golems because he knows that they have high elemental resist, but their magic defense is low. Zap usually has a pretty reasonable chance of working. Didn't get it to work, but it did get away.
Lord Fizzlebeef lost his knight. He took his red wizard, put it at the top. Loses his black wizard to the crack. This red wizard should survive. What he was trying to do was protect the black wizard. The black wizard has the best chance of running. That's what he was going to do and try to run and get out of here. What he was going to potentially sacrifice was the exit spell for the information. Doesn't matter. That's off the table. Crabcakes has re-entered the marsh cave. She perished in there. Lord Fizzlebeef is through. These mummies have, I think, cremate or something. He does not get ambushed, and he's just... There's the cremate. Okay, they're whacking him. There's the cremate again, 44. 2.
And miss.
Oh, miss, and he gets the harm 4 off, but is it going to get them all?
Oh, he leaves 1 on the table. It's going to be a coin flip next turn. What happens? Gets the harm 4.
So
Let's see if
over
Lord
on
Fizzlebeef
Crabcakes'
heals
side-
up. It would be... He's right next to the robot. He has the option of talking to the robot, getting the item, and getting out of here, and skipping the chest if he wants to. It's the dynamite. Let's see what he does. He's going for the chest. 4,000. Nothing. 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 A Mazmoon!
Oh, no!
Oh, and he got a fight! He got the mud gulls, but he should be able to get it. He's got the ribbon. There he fires Zap. Ineffective and ineffective. Oh, and it hit again!
No!
Oh, he goes to his armor. Look at it. He's got the ribbons. He's clicking on it right now. He's telling you the fans. He's like, listen, this has happened twice. I did not equip it. I don't want to hear about it in the post-game, Wilcleosis. I had it. That happened twice, fans. Lyra, that was what you said about the ribbon. You said it was about 1%. It's 1.17%, and it just happened to Fizzlebeef twice.
Those odds are insane. Fizzle gets cracked twice through ribbons, but you were right, it's about 1%, so 3 and 256. Crabcakes had to dive marsh twice because the Cobras looked like they had some form of damage poison and completely annihilated her party. This is her second trip now.
I'm gonna come out with a crystal, which could lead to something important. It could lead to the ruby. We don't know. Crabcakes still has some chests to check out here. Man, I can't believe Fizzle made it. 2 hit points, pulled it off, found the Mazmoon in that chest. Took that 1 extra step and didn't make it through.
He also knows where the Mazmoon is. Crabcakes is going to head there eventually. I mean, she already tried. Turned around and left. Crabcakes has picked up the crystal from the incentivized Marsh Cave area. She heads directly to Matoya. Matoya hands over the herb. Now we know where the Elf Doctor is. The Elf Doctor is in the New Melmond. Let's see if she follows that trail.
All right, Fizzle making it a lot smoother through this last time. Gets here with all of his light warriors up. Gets his TNT. Gonna go walk down 3-4 chests, pick up that Mazmoon, and get out.
LordFizzlebeef has picked up his Masmoon. He's also got his Dynamite. He casts his Exit. Waterfall is done. Crabcakes has awoken the Elf Prince, but she's going to have to go meet him at Elfland Castle. Invis 2 will not be available. It's the last slot of level 5 white magic. We will not see any evasion from Invis 2, at least in this match.
Lightning 3, level 2, or level 5, second.
This is a great fight here LordFizzlebeef has, Demon. He wants it too.
Yep, he took those Tyros fight earlier. He's taken the Frost Gator Red Creepy fight. Good experience. And womp womp
Oh, wow.
Ruby. So Marsh,
yeah.
all of that effort put into Marsh was for nothing. Potentially nothing.
Yeah,
there are
there's
4 chests that
Yeah.
could have a loose item. But out of 250 odd chests, almost certainly not required.
A loose item or potentially some sort of weapon that Crabcakes would need to finish, i.e., well, we found the Masamune, we don't know where Excal, and we don't know where the Vorpal are, so Crabcakes is going to check out now and say,
Yep, gonna hope and pray that effort going through Marsh twice, doing the 2-step fetch quest turns up something. If this is nothing, then Crabcakes is certainly behind between spinning her wheels in Waterfall and now going through this Marsh Ice trade chain. That's probably 10 minutes wasted.
Very active crowd that we've got here live on Twitch. We're on twitch.tv/speedgaming5 this beautiful Thursday evening with the Elite 8 action as LordFizzlebeef picks up his ship. And Crabcakes is going to turn in that ruby for these 4 chests. She's the only one with access to these 4 right now. Is it something worthwhile? It's absolutely awesome
Power
as she
bonk.
picks up the Power Gauntlet. Wow. Chat, thank you for joining us. Weirdo is here. Wandering Keeper. Bohab, we talked to you earlier. That's a tiny fairy over there. VTA, Starman Zero, Meridian BC as well. Mr. McSaddles or Ms. McSaddles, thank you.
I didn't see, because I know Fizzle has the TNT, and we know that the Adamant, and of course the Hooray!
Hooray!
Extra points right
Hooray!
there. All right, he did pick up the Adamant. Got his required Oxyel. We'll see what this TNT turns into.
Fizzle on a time save here because Fizzle doesn't have to double dip Dwarf Gate sound.
And it is required. It is the loot.
And great routing here, Demon. I mean, Fizzlebeef's able to turn in the TNT. He's got to walk all the way down. He turns in the Mystic Key at the same time. He's not going to find anything, but he's able to do these together. When Cece picks up her TNT, which will be, of course, required out of the waterfall eventually, she's going to have to walk down. Just those little things can win a match.
Yeah, 16 seconds was margin of error in the round of 16. So yeah, something as simple as having to go back to Dwarf Cave for something could make or break a match.
CC losing time again by resetting out of second floor volcano. Those mucks don't play around because they have cremate as
Yeah, they ran a muck of Cece on that one. Cece resets just past the 30-minute mark and re-enters the Gurgu volcano.
And one thing we saw on LordFizzlebeef's side, the pickup of Ruse for that level 1 magic for that not a replacement for the defense sword, but if you can get through 2 to 3 of the Fiend refights, that a couple charges of Ruse can get you through Tiamat and through Chaos.
LordFizzlebeef makes his way to the Gurgu volcano. We'll see if he runs into the mucks. He gets a chance to strike first on the Peds. He's going to take the fight, putting that ice sword to good work. We found one of the 3 loose items already. It was the canoe. We found a ribbon, but we don't know how that works. We don't assume that. It's possible, but we'll figure that out some other day. Crabcakes fires Bane into a Ped. Poison smoke. There's the cremate from the mucks. Getting into Fizzlebeef, starting to weaken him.
down
Yeah,
goes that
yeah.
poor black wizard.
If you can at least get out of this with the top floor checked before you reset out, then I'd call it a victory with those mucks.
Crabcakes has made her way to the volcano armory. Not much yet, except
Loose
a loose
cube.
cube. That's required. That's second. That's our number two of the 3 loose. The third one could not be required. It could be the rod. It could be everything. We don't know, but it's very accessible.
It could have been the ribbon pickup from Mirage, or sorry,
Yeah.
from Ordeals. We don't know.
Could have
Since
been.
there's 3 loose, one of them is a ribbon. That could have just been a loose random ribbon, or that could have been the incentivized ribbon.
Crabcakes finding the light axe right there. The light axe is something that I personally prefer when I'm going into something like Ice Cave, which is incentivized for this particular adventure. It's good to have some sort of AoE. You don't have to worry about recasting and burning spell traps.
Question from chat from Sneezius Prime. He's using the term agama. We're not going to see that. That will not happen. A couple extra fights with an agama, sure. But we're not going to see any type of dedicated stalling from either of these two players. Neither have done it the entire tournament. That's how they got here, was by not doing that. Demon, right side of the screen, Lord Fizzlebeef. He's got 2 warriors standing. Do you think that's on purpose?
I think the muck just died. The black mage died to the muck. We'll see. But the black mage certainly isn't producing a lot from this. You know, you got Fire 3, you got Bane, you got Zap. You do have Fast and Temper. I could see maybe bringing him back up if you can get a life spell in that red mage. We'll see if he decides to get him back up after he clears this this first level volcano.
Crabcake's making her way towards Castle of Ordeal. We know there's a loose ribbon in here, and the incentivized item is the tail. Lord Fizzlebeef already has it.
Yeah, neither the tail nor the ribbon are required, so to speak. But having the knight, it's good. Get you a lot more weaponry, a lot more armor, some spells, and then the ribbon. But ordeals could be ultimately not required. Well, is ultimately not required, but worth the time investment.
Lord Fizzlebeef picks up his second loose item. He's got the information about that cube now. We'll see if he exits here and saves. There's a light axe. Very useful, potentially in an ice cave scenario. I know Lord Fizzlebeef does not like to double dip. He exits the volcano, and he does leave. This surprises me.
We'll see if he's just
That's a
going.
white mage up.
Yeah, well, he went to the wrong town to get the mage up.
I'm a little confused. We'll see what Lord Fizzlebeef does. I've studied this player quite well. Crabcakes is still going through the Castle of Ordeal pillar maze, but she is closing in on the final pillar to get to the final floor.
Yeah, we'll see. I saw him pick up Lightning 3. Maybe he didn't have money his first trip through to pick up some, have a little more offensive power when it comes to get through this volcano. Also, combination of Light 3 and Fire 3. Like I was saying earlier, both of the runners really enjoy early Sky Mirage. Fire, I mean, obviously you would like to see a Nuke and a Fade early, but Lightning 3, Fire 3 will get the job done. Come out with a lot of experience. You can have your save your Bane for Tiamat, a lot of chests. I wouldn't be surprised to see either of them go, but Lord Fizzlebeef proves me wrong.
He's going to the Sea Shrine!
Welcome to Lime Kool-Aid. Fizzle's going left side first.
Demon, did he equip that Aegis Shield finally? He did.
He has
Okay.
it on.
He's looking through his inventory at his armor. This tells me he's a little nervous about this dive, and rightfully so, as lobsters have rolled 2 and 3 hits, make it 4, and they're starting to do some damage to Lord Fizzlebeef. This is a little bit of an early dive. He doesn't have nuke, doesn't have, a lot of spells.
I mean, one Ice 2 cleared those lobsters. I mean, they may hit like trucks, but you can take them out pretty easy. This is weird. Like, I know when Lord Fizzle punched his card to the Elite 8, he said that, he got a little flustered. He made some decisions he wouldn't have normally made, and one of them was going C before Sky. So I'm really curious to get him in the booth after this run and see what his thoughts were about doing C again. Was this, you were in the area? Was this, Crabcakes likes doing Sky Mirage early, so you're going to change up your tactics? I want to get into his head and see what he's thinking.
Crabcakes has her loose ribbon. She's got her tail. She's leaving Castle of Ordeal. Lord Fizzlebeef digging deeper into the Sea Shrine. He did head left first. He knows that there's only one loose item out there. He's headed to try and light his first orb. He's got fast, he's got temper, he's got a Masmoon. I can see why he did this play.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lyra.
What I'm not seeing is that it looks like Fizzle's using up all those Ice 2 charges on these trash encounters when it looks like Ice 2 is actually sharing the same spell slots as Temper is. I don't like this play, but you gotta do something.
There's an unrunnable form. Now that's an unrunnable formation. This is on Lord Fizzlebeef's side. This is a Sea Troll and Scorpion Sea Snake. That screen could fill up and it's unrunnable. We'll keep an eye on that later. He fires a Lightning 3 into it to take him out. I've got to think he's going to try to Bane Kraken Demon. That might be the plan.
That's what I would think. I think that's why he's blowing as many charges of magic as he can early to get, as much much experience out of this dungeon as he can. Finds a Zeus Gauntlet. That troll encounter. Now, this troll encounter isn't. We'll have to see what comes up in Temple of Fiends, because that unrunnable seafood platter party could be unrunnable Temple of Fiends and start eating some time, eating some charges.
Crabcakes makes her way to Bahamut's lair. The objective NPCs are shuffled. Bahamut is shuffled. He ended up where he usually is. Crabcakes now promotes. She equips the Opal Shield over the Aegis Shield. Exits and leaves.
Bit of a very rare mistake on Crabcakes' part. There's no objective reason why you would equip Opal over Aegis.
There's a Zeus Gauntlet pickup for Lord Fizzlebeef, just past the 38-minute mark. He's going to like having that, especially if he goes back and dips into the mermaids. Crabcakes is headed back towards the waterfall. She perished in here earlier.
Yeah, probably feels a lot more comfortable, has a ribbon, a few more levels, can more easily get through those golems. And we know it's required. And Fizzle even taken some encounters. I don't, like these sharks seem to roll, I think, pretty beefy. He's trying to scrape any experience points he can. He's scraping because he knows he's coming in here pretty low.
Crabcakes enters the waterfall again. This is I think it's 6th or 7th trip overall for CC. She's a lot stronger now, though. She's got a ribbon to protect against that crack. I would think that's on her red wizard. She's class promoted, a little bit better equipment as well. Lord Fizzlebeef skip everything except Sharknado.
I believe so. I think he left. He left a couple chests behind. That's for sure. And that's
Not Lord Fizzlebeef. I know.
He's like I said. We have 0 to 1 loose items left. That ribbon may or may not have been. He might be hanging his hat on that ribbon, counting as one of the loose incentives.
Wow, I've never seen Lord Fizzlebeef do that. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on that as we near the 40-minute mark, and Crabcakes takes the trap tile of the mummies. They do have cremate, and they can hit you a little bit, but I think CC's much better equipped to get through this at this point. As Lord Fizzlebeef has skipped to 6 chests on his way to Kraken. I love the play. Personally, I love it. Pekanic, I know you're out there. I know you love it too. I gotta think that this is a gamble, Lyra, because of his opponent and the quality of Crabcakes. I think that's why Lord Fizzlebeef is doing this.
When you're this deep and you're such against what's a lot of people consider the best runner in all of our community, you've got to make gambles. And then Cece just picks up her Masmoon. She's got to be happy about it.
CC gets her Masmoon and her Dynamite. There's a little bit of an argument going on in chat, a debate, if you will, about Lord Fizzlebeef's move. I love it. Some of Lord Fizzlebeef's supporters don't. As he runs into some waters. They are runnable. CC is out of the waterfall. Lord Fizzlebeef closing in on Kraken.
Yeah, the skipping the chests coming from Fizzle, that is very, very unusual. He's very pro, if you're in a dungeon, you clear it because you're there. Alright, and we'll see what the game plan is. He gets a ruse on the knight, trying to think about it, and he looks starting to...
An attack from the knight, 2 hits 52, and then the fast goes off. Bane from Lord Fizzlebeef into Kraken is ineffective. And Kraken 7 hits, only 83 damage. Kraken strikes again, 7 hits again, only 142. Bane from LordFizzlebeef into Kraken is ineffective. A strike from the Mazmoon, 5 hits, 175 after the fast. Bane again from LordFizzlebeef is ineffective. We're going to another round. Bane one more time, ineffective. Sleep from Kraken puts the Warriors to sleep except one. It's Fade, fires Bane, and it misses again. This fight cannot go on too long. 21 damage from the Mazmoon. Kraken continues the assault. The Knight's down to one knee. LordFizzlebeef fires another Bane, that's ineffective. LordFizzlebeef trying to light his first orb. Bane again! Poison smoke! LordFizzlebeef takes out Kraken. He steps away from lighting his first orb, and he does!
Yeah, that's exactly what he wanted to do. He was using up as much magic as he could, getting that experience, and it showed. He picked up probably 4, maybe 5 levels in there, and that may have kept that fighter upright. And Lyra, you were saying Crabcakes is probably one of the favorites in this tournament right now, and that is a compliment. But look at it right now. You have Edgeworth gone. You have One Fine Day, formerly Fuchsia Fantasy, gone. You have Tristal gone. I don't know if being a favorite in this tournament is a good thing.
To be 100% honest, I'm kind of on that boat as well because we've seen so many startling, brand new ducklings, as it were, that it's just so surprising to see so much top talent coming up in this generation. I'm just totally proud of what they're accomplishing.
Yeah, and Crabcakes are in Volcano. Yeah, the ducklings, for anyone out there, that is our new player initiative. We have Mama Duck, Moist Mogwai leading the way, having weekly duckling seeds, teaching the new guys the ropes, teaching them how to route, what spells to get, just the ins and outs of this game. And it's showing, the 3 I mentioned, Tristal, Edgeworth, One Fine Day.
Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, the Dragon Slayer too. You could Minochi also got knocked out. Those are top tier runners. Those are 4 out of your top 5.
Yeah, real testament to the players of Tyrannex, Saint Von Jester have moved forward. Spell Zap is in this. Shadow Walker as well. Getting past the likes of the Buzzsaw, the former champion as well, and 2 former champions being knocked out. This has been a great tournament.
CC finds the Sun and Bane sword right next to each other in the 4th floor armory. That's really, really nice to see.
You can really spread the swords around. Got a nice Bane sword also. I'm kind of surprised to see LordFizzlebeef do ice. I feel like he has to be changing his normal way of he would be doing this to accommodate the fact that Crabcakes is that good. Crabcakes is very similar in style and routing, so he thought, I have to do something different, otherwise it's just gonna come down to a coin flip.
It seems almost erratic. It's not as polished as LordFizzlebeef can do, and I think he's doing this consciously.
Yeah, I think he looked at his opponent and said, if we're both playing the same game, it's hard to beat Crabcakes at our own game, so I got to do something a little bit different to kind of give myself that edge. And so far, it's worked. I feel like he does have, a bit of a lead at this point.
So we're sitting about 45 minutes in. Crabcakes is actually going to go down and fight Carrie really fast. I'm going to jump ahead of the bus on this one for a little bit, get ahead of the fans, get in their heads a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and give you a recap without nobody asking. So here we go. The King had the key, Sarah had the floater, so he had super fast access. Canaria Locked had the loose canoe. Vendor had the adamant for 45k up in on-rack. Sarda had the ship, Vicky had the chime. The blacksmith had the oxy ale. Ordeals had the tail and potentially one of our loose ribbons, we don't know yet. Marshlocked was a crystal. Robot was the TNT, Matoya was the herb, the prince had the ruby, which turned into the power gauntlet. Narek had the loot, and then the volcano had the loose cube in the second floor armory. Massa was in the waterfall, which CC was very happy to see finally. And we don't know about that ribbon, whether it is actually in the incentive pool or not.
Fans of
Here we go.
Final Fantasy Randomizer and fans of speed gaming, that is the Baroness. Her name is Lyra SRL, working in the background with Dengwu and Danny3883 for that great recap. Thank you so much. Crabcakes looking to light her first orb. She's going to take on the Fiend of Fire. Her name is Carrie. There's a strike from the Masmoon, 4 hits for 222. Temper comes off after it. Carrie tries to fight back with a paralysis touch. Ooh. She's going to try to Quake. She fires Quake. It's ineffective. Carrie starts to attack a paralyzed knight. Oh my. Oh no. Quake misses again. Another Quake from CC at Carrie is ineffective. That knight has got to stand up soon. She's going to switch. She's adjusting. She's going to try to fast and temper the red wizard. Carrie continues the assault on the knight. Meanwhile, LordFizzlebeef is taking some eye fights. There's the Sun Sword. 6 hits for 271. She continues the temper. This is why Crabcakes is undefeated. This is how she adjusts. Another temper into the Red Wizard. And a strike from the Sun Sword. 533. Holy HP. Carrie's now turning her attention to Rudy the Red Wizard. Now the Knight is standing with a Masmoon. 8 hits. 852. Crabcakes lights her first orb.
That was a very tanky carry. And one thing also to mention, paralysis touch. Ribbons do not protect from touches. The only thing that affects your chance to get stunned is your MDEF, which is based on your level. Over on LordFizzlebeef's side, A, he missed the chest on this floor right here, that right chest. He did not go check. B, we're seeing LordFizzlebeef do an eye grind. What is going on?
I've never seen... I'm shocked, really. LordFizzlebeef did pick up the opal bracelet out of the incentivized ice cave chest. He's going to whack the eyes with his solo knight for a little while. Ice keep getting the ambush on him because he doesn't have his knight in the top slot. Should he move his knight to the top slot, this probably wouldn't be happening. Crabcakes enters the ice cave now as we near the 50-minute mark. Both players with one orblet.
Yeah, Crabcakes following in some footsteps. We haven't checked all the chests, but as of right now, this is completely not required. And of the things that you can get out of a incentive place, Opal Bracelet is a nice to have, by no means required. You can get by just fine with gold bracelets. So this is, other than LordFizzlebeef getting a ton of experience out of this, it's kind of for naught.
He gets ambushed by the Wraiths and the Undead pack. He's done with his grind, I believe. Ugh. He's going to use the Zeus Gauntlet. It's not going to take him out. It's going to take another round to probably get the Eye Mages and maybe a Wraith. The Wraith have skills. The first one is Frost, but the Zeus Gauntlet should get off pretty soon. Someday.
Yeah, that's scary to see when they have, they have something that could be hiding behind. Frost is fine. Nuclear isn't.
This is where those light axes actually start coming into play a little bit harder.
Yeah, he was lucky to have the Zeus on the night. I actually don't know that I would have with the equipment that you have, so that's fortunate for him. It would have been better to have that light axe.
LordFizzlebeef is not.
Back to it. Man.
Yeah, he was going right, and then back left. He uses the exit. He's done. He's out. He's leaving. Crabcakes now runs into the Eye Mages and Wraiths, but she fires Fire 3, and it's going to take him out. LordFizzlebeef going to resurrect at least one warrior. Is it a two-man thing, Demon, I think?
We're going to see. Nope,
No.
He gets both of them back up. But you did see he had the wherewithal to have exit on the knight. He got to 24. That's that extra swing on that Masmoon. So that means the remaining Fiends, anything else getting in the way of that knight, should go down pretty quick. Oh, I thought he was going to go big and go for a mermaid dive, but nope, just getting the in.
Oh no, Fizzle hates mermaids, but Fizzle also finds level 7 nuke right there. That's...
Yeah, right now you're limited to, was it level 2 or 3, Fire 3, and a level 5 Lit 3, you don't have much in the way of good sweeper. Fade was locked. I don't know that we've even seen Nuke.
No, I haven't seen it. Equip the Opal Bracelet, Fizzlebeef. There you go. Looking through his inventory. Equips the Ice Sword on the Red Wizard. Gonna continue digging deeper. Crabcakes has already been through here.
Yeah, we'll see, because he's already skipped a few chests. Like I said, he skipped a bunch in C. He skipped at least one in Ice. I don't know that he checked the Frostwolf chest, now that I think about it. And there's a couple of rooms that are a bit of a hike here in Volcano. He could potentially be saying, yep, that ribbon was it. I'm gonna just put my fingers in my ears and pretend I know that that ribbon was it. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, oh my gosh, look at what he's doing. Okay, it also could be the... We know we have the ruby. Oh boy. I think he's banking on, if it's there, it's in Mirage Tower or the Floating Fortress. Is that possible?
I mean, that could be. That way you're spending time checking chests where you get the most experience. That could be what he's doing, and maybe that's why he got that fighter so high, so he knows he can go deep in Sky Mirage and still be able to take Tiamat by the end of it. But honestly, this is like a different person is playing.
We're getting news from behind the scenes, and let's double check this. Did Fizzlebeef skip these ones right here that CC is working on? I believe he did.
100%.
Oh, he did, okay. That's what Danny's saying as well. So, there's Brack from the Frostwolves. And there's nothing in here. Lord Fizzlebeef taking on Carry. There's that stun touch. It connects on Nuke, but what really connects is 10 hits for 905 damage from the Night-wielding Mazmoon. Oof. Lord Fizzlebeef has 2 orbs left.
Yeah, and he did that. I mean, even if you discount the chests that he missed, and he's making what we know to be the wrong play of Marsh, but he doesn't know that. But Crabcakes took quite a bit of time on that carry. It wasn't too bad, but that paralysis touch and having to readjust, and Fizzle with just that extra levels was able to just power through it. And maybe that's what that grind was. That grind was, I want to be able to go through as much as I can, like a hot knife through butter.
I wouldn't necessarily say this is the worst play from Fizzle, because this is eventually going to end up with the power gauntlet if he finds and goes through all the way through. But Crabcakes is checking a lot of the junk that Fizzle skipped in Ice Cave, except for that Opal Bracelet. Here's where we're going to see a little bit of catch.
With how much Fizzle is skipping, I cannot see him turning the ruby in. But
okay,
a lot of things I've said haven't come true.
So, we can't get to the Circle of Sages without taking out Lich. And that's an incentivized item. And if that's a ribbon, which I think it is, that would mean the rod would be required to get to it. Which would mean the rod is the 3rd loose item.
CC finding a black shirt there, that's actually really good timing. That's definitely not something that Fizzle checked, so I definitely like that in this particular.
I think that's it, Demon. I think he's wagering. Actually, Lord of the Synth is saying it in chat right now. A lot of this tournament has been the Floating Fortress has held the key item that you needed to enter Go mode or open the game right up. And I think that, and I've talked with Fizzlebeef about it, we talked about it after our match just a couple days ago where he eliminated me. And he said, I should have just gone to Floating Fortress, I know it was there. It's always there. I gotta think that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, like I said before, if you're going to be checking those chests, and you're going to skip stuff in a lower level area. You fight eyes, you fight rock galls. There's all kinds of yummy experience in Sky and Mirage. So we'll see him finish this trade-in. I'm sure he's hoping that it turns into the rod, so he doesn't have to do anything else. But we all know it's going to be a ruby.
Crabcakes digging her way deeper into the Sea Shrine on her way towards Kraken. We know that Lord Fizzlebeef skipped some chests on the way here, using the Bane Sword, but it's ineffective. We know that there's a couple more items out there as well. We have not seen the slab. We have not seen the bottle to release a tiny fairy. Also, the crown is out there as well. So when we talk about the rod being loose, we talk about that being the main destination loose item for whatever it is that leads to it. That's what our players, we believe, are going to need.
Yeah, it sounds like there might be a really long quest chain involved to get this last item here.
I don't know if you guys are named Bill or Ted in real life, but we're gonna go on an excellent adventure.
Crabcakes is headed south on the Sharknado floor. This was skipped by Lord Fizzlebeef. Should there be a crown here, or perhaps a slab, maybe even a bottle Lord Fizzlebeef thought about, the Earth Cave. He does not do it. He's going to turn in the ruby. He's going to get a power gauntlet, so he'll be happy about that at least. Is there anything down here, though, that Fizzlebeef skipped?
See, I told you. I said he's not going to check that ruby, and here we are. So why am I even here?
You're here because I asked you to, Damon. It's been too long, my friend.
Yeah, but so far, those gambles by Lord Fizzlebeef not checking chests has not bit him. And that's a lot of time he's racking up right now, so long as he doesn't end up skipping something that leads to the rod or the rod itself.
There he goes. Directly to the Mirage Tower in the Floating Fortress. This is what Lord Fizzlebeef was banking on. Crabcakes has found the legendary Excalibur. She equips that on her knight and moves the Mazmoon down to the Red Wizard.
Great pickup. Does extra damage, has extra accuracy versus everything in the game except Chaos. You can move that Mazmoon down to your Red Mage, have two guys that can swing a pretty beefy sword.
Fizzlebeef skips on a 5-guard fight. Guards that are weak to lightning with lightning 3.
Yeah, see, this is the exact thing that I thought he would do. He would take that fight with 2 lightning 3s. There it is!
Oh, baby. Okay. This could... Oh, and the game changer! It just got even better. That crown's real nice. Lord Fizzlebeef says, forget this, I'm out of here. He gets the game changer and immediately leaves, Demon. That's exactly what happened. Lyra, right? Lyra?
Game changer!
I mean, Fizzle has played a very dangerous game, and this time it paid off. Like someone said in chat, I believe it was Tarnin, Fizzle's game to lose. He doesn't have to check another chest if he doesn't want to.
Well, let's assess the endgame situation here. He's got a Vorpal and a Mazmoon. He's got access to Fast and Temper at early levels. He's got a Power Gauntlet. A Ruse spell on a Knight. That's pretty strong.
Yeah, the Ruse on the Knight, I think, is what makes that palpable, because you're missing Invisible 2. You don't have the defense yet. That Ruse definitely makes you feel good. That being said, Fizzle, especially like the last match he played, there was no Invisible, there was no Ruse, there was nothing but fast tempers, nukes, and fades.
Yeah. Yeah, there was. Crabcakes closing in on Kraken to try to light her second orb. Lord Fizzlebeef does a little bit of shopping. He's back in his airship. Reached the 1 hour mark.
And again, another play that I would have not called from Fizzle. You're already at Mirage. Yeah, you got the loose item, but you're already there. Just go do it. But instead, exits out. He's going to go ahead and finish this chain up, and then go back to Mirage. It's bizarre.
There's still a possibility. It's small, but a cabin could pop up. We don't talk about it much because it's such a low percentage. We usually cross that bridge when and if we get to it, but it's a potential option. Lord Fizzlebeef is headed towards the new Lefane with his translated slab. We think this is going to be either the bottle or the rod, and we think that it will lead to the rod.
And crazy face in 3, 2, 1. It's the rod. There we.
And with that, Fizzle is in go mode. He needs to get his butt up sky, get down the Lich. He doesn't even have to go talk to the sages. Though, I would. Like, you've trimmed a lot of time, but you know at the end of that chain you're going to find a ribbon.
LordFizzlebeef heads back towards the Mirage Tower and the floating fortress. We'll see what he does. Meanwhile, on the left side of your screen, Crabcakes about to pull Kraken. She puts her knight to protect him down on the bottom. He's got 500 hit points. We know that Kraken wasn't too rough on LordFizzlebeef. Gets the fast off. There's that sleep. It only hits the Black Wizard after he got his spell off. 5 hits for 154. LordFizzlebeef runs into the guards, uses that lightning 3 that we talked about earlier. He's taken this fight. Temper goes up. There's an attack from whatever weapon that was. Excalibur for 591, and Kraken is terminated.
And Chet brings up a point that I didn't really think about. With Town Shuffle, Crescent Lake is guaranteed to be a ribbon, but Crescent Lake is all the way down the line. Is that worth the time to go get it?
Yeah, is it? I don't think so.
You have Aegis, you have Pro Ring. As you're going through Temple of Fiends, you can keep the ribbon on the Red Mage and swap it to the Knight for the actual boss fights. I mean, you're leaving. You're awful susceptible, but we shall see. Like I said, I said, oh, I would do this, I would do that. He wouldn't do this, he would, and it hasn't panned out.
Crabcakes is headed towards the mermaids. LordFizzlebeef has entered the floating fortress via the cube, and he's checking nothing. He is on a one-way mission towards the Bridge of Destiny and where it leads, towards Tiamat, the Fiend of the Air. He usually checks these 4 greed chests, and per usual, LordFizzlebeef is going to check these 4.
Yeah, he's hoping to find a defense, a white shirt, one more ribbon. I mean, that's pretty much all he would ever want to be officially ready.
Finds the cash staff instead. Hey, look, a vampire. Wait, what?
As Crabcakes continues to make her way towards the ladies, LordFizzlebeef is steps away from the Bridge of Destiny, Lyra. What happens potentially on the Bridge of Destiny?
Chat knows it. Y'all know it. I know it. It's potentially the Lord, the Dragon Lord, Ward Zormek. But there's no Dragon Sword this time, so the meme is it may not show up because that's boosted odds, but it's not officially.
Adversary, Dozarina, 22 Black all want to see the Death Machine as LordFizzlebeef enters the Bridge of Destiny.
And we got Crabcakes doing a deep dive on this mermaids, not just doing just the mermaids with their no encounters, checking every chest down here, and we all know that this is time to spinning wheels.
Unrunnable Sahag fight, slowing CC down a little bit. LordFizzlebeef with an experience-rich dual fire 3 will take out Metal Slime fight, gets him a level. But he's only steps into the Bridge of Destiny. The chat is going outrageously crazy with their praise RNGs to try and see the Death Machine. We do not see it. We see a runnable pack of airs.
More experienced slimes is exactly what Fizzle wants. He wants to get those mages a little more experience since he did that solo grind. That nuke sitting at a not so healthy 2.5 or 250 hit points isn't going to be enough to live through nuclear swirl, all those good things. Wouldn't mind getting him a little bit more hit points, a little bit more magic defense, and it's an R Hydra fight, not more Mac.
With all of those fire 3 charges just doing nothing, I can totally get on board with doing those metal slimes, but definitely not on the Bridge of Destiny.
I know CC quite well. I believe she will go ahead and clear the mermaids out and then head directly to the Mirage Tower. That will yield what it is that she needs. Tiamat digs into LordFizzlebeef and his Red Wizard. LordFizzlebeef fires back with an ineffective Bane, trying to light his 3rd orb. There's the Mazmoon, 374. Tiamat tries to fight back. Bane again from LordFizzlebeef is ineffective. A dual shot, a 2nd shot is ineffective. We'll go into another round. Ruse from LordFizzlebeef. Here's the adjustment. Another Bane from Fizzle is ineffective. Tiamat's going after another one of the Bane casters, the Red Wizard. But the Red Wizard fires back with an ineffective Bane. Things are starting to change. Again, Lord Fizzlebeef is adjusting. There's a fast and more than one of a ruse. Bane from Lord Fizzlebeef into Tiamat is no good. This fight is going on, but Tiamat starts to miss now. Bane again is no good. The Mazmoon, 10 hits, 1100 damage, and Tiamat is terminated.
We don't need no Bane. We got a Mazmoon.
CC finally made it to the mermaid floor. Haven't seen much here so far yet.
Nothing here. Wizard Staff. A Mage Staff. CC passes on. It's too late in the game for that to make much of a difference.
Yeah, that's great when you find it at Matoya, when you find it at Mermaids. Yeah, you're long past the usefulness of it.
Fizzle's ready for that Earth Cave go, though.
Crabcakes is going to restock on heal potions and head towards the Mirage Tower, we believe. Lord Fizzlebeef has entered the Earth Cave, the first we've seen of it. He's going to try to light his 4th orb, and he's going to try to win this match against the undefeated Crabcakes. Number 1 seed in the tournament. Predicted by many to win it, including yours truly on day 1. Lord Fizzlebeef looking to put an end to that.
Yeah, and every moment Crabcakes avoid Sky. Like I was saying at the top, they both love Sky, and they both seem to just avoid it like the plague, even though it was calling to them with that chime in that cube relatively early. Crabcakes digging anywhere and everywhere except where she needs to be.
There's still things on the table like the white shirt that might be a little bit of happiness to her, but at this point, this is just getting more painful by the moment.
Yeah, because, I mean, both of these players have practiced, obviously, and they know, 120, 130, maybe 140 on a bad seed. Crabcakes has to know that we're getting to the point where you're going to start to seeing a dot done here really soon.
There it is. Crabcakes' next dungeon will be the crown-contained Mirage Tower, but first, stopping off for some dinner.
Yummy, yummy steak. I completely agree.
She ran from those steaks earlier, so I think she might be a little bit of a team mixed blessing.
There's a lightning, too, from the Spectres into Fizzlebeef. He got ambushed. He's going to try to get out of here as Crabcakes picks up her crown and her game changer.
Yeah, Crabcakes has a good sword for every character. Can swing something with everybody.
She makes the right play and gets out of there immediately. Let's see how. Oh no, she's going back in.
Nope,
She
saves
knows
it.
yeah. She's done the math. She knows where it leads to. She gets the 5 guard fight that she's going to take. Fire the lightning into them.
And looks at the top now, especially that Fizzle has made, he knows he's made the right gamble. He has his foot on the gas. He's not stopping. He didn't even stop for an inn after clearing Mirage. He just burned a couple of cabins, get your HP up, and go in and take Glitch out.
Demon, Will, did you see something right there on Fizzle's screen?
What?
No.
Who?
Just a couple of, there's a fate, there's a harm 4.
Nothing. Harm 4. It fixed the undead. And they're not weak to it, they're just susceptible to it. Speaking of harm 4s, Crabcakes fires a harm 4 into this big pack of mummies. Great experience-rich fight as well for CC as we pass the 70-minute mark. Lord Fizzlebeef uses his rod. He digs deeper into the Earth Cave.
Yep, just a couple of bumps in the way. We're seeing a restocking Corneria. And with that grind, that solo grind for a bit, that knight should be really ready to take on anything Temple of Fiends has. But it's not over till it's over, so we'll have to see if we have a gatekeeper.
Catman having sleep, that was moderately intriguing, but Crabcake just gets away from that.
Yeah, definitely an annoyance. Anything with sleep, trance, or you get like the I believe there was a Wiz-Hag pack not that long ago that had Invisible 2 or Heal 2.
Slow. This really just slows you down. LordFizzlebeef has made his way to the final floor of the Earth Cave, looking to light his 4th orb. Crabcakes continues to check chests in the floating fortress.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as soon as she went off onto that right branch.
Yeah.
Maybe, again, like I was saying, you would really like to see a defense, a white shirt, something to help get your defenses up. That level 1 ruse is nice, but you only have 4 charges of it, so you got to use it sparingly.
So perhaps like a white shirt, or she's definitely looking for fights. This is a great fight to take. Poison Smoke takes care of the rest of the 4 mana cores. So we know that, but this is the Elite 8 time, and you gotta step on it. LordFizzlebeef took me out of this tournament, and there's a reason he did that, because he's good. So we'll see what Crabcakes ends out of it. Could it be an evasion item that helps her, a defense sword, or a white shirt? LordFizzlebeef, blinking you missed it, has lit his 4th orb at 1 hour, 12 minutes and change.
I didn't see any boss there. I don't think anybody else did either.
Yeah, at this point, Fizzle would have to take a wipe pretty deep to get, especially if Crabcakes is insistent on clearing the rest of the Sky Castle before going up, and ultimately, because you have a bit of a fetch chain here to get the rod, then get down there in Earth, take Lich, and then get the Temple of Fiends. We're gonna have to do something really nasty to give Crabcakes a bit of a chance to get back in this one.
She did find the opal armor right there, which is the 2nd best armor in the game for the night. I like that, but I'm still not a fan of checking every single chest here.
We've got a question from chat that we're going to get to momentarily. 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 30 seconds. LordFizzlebeef enters the Temple of Fiends Revisited. But the question from chat, from one of my favorites, Ikben Maya, about some of the other players that are still involved in this tournament. We have 2 that have qualified for the Final 4. They are the Panther, Shadowwalker 227, the Upstart, Spellzap. The winner of this match that we see right now that we are playing game 1 of in the best of 3. And then one heck of a match going to be coming up real soon on June 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Game 1, Tyradex taking on the lone last standing member of Team Vorpal, Saint Von Jester.
There we go. Crabcakes has the defense sword. That's almost certainly what she's looking for.
Gotta
She
be.
wants that Thor hammer too.
Don't know that I would value that Thor hammer very highly if I was in that situation, but we shall see. But that defense gives you so much more security going through Temple of Fiends.
Found the 3rd cast of cremate right there on the zombie dragon. But sub 115, Fizzle is in the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Just absolute tearing through this dungeon.
Yeah, before this point, leading up, I would have said they would have been both Temple of Fiends same time. It would have been neck and neck. Here we go. LordFizzlebeef is 3 floors deep. Crabcakes is just now going to be getting to the 3rd orb here in a minute. And Crabcake's still checking chests. An extra ribbon would be the only thing I could think of. Is
Extra ribbon?
Really wants that ribbon.
Have we seen Wall?
No.
I have not.
Wall looks
I
like it's
don't
level
recall
8.
seeing it anywhere. They had to have landed pretty high.
We've seen everything except for the level 7 white shops and the level 8 shops, so it's in one of those ones, and neither runner is interested in it.
Green Medusas.
Oh no, PTSD!
They got spells too.
Yeah, not fun spells too.
A real slow going for Fizzle here. Fizzle's trying to deal with this. Okay.
She's the Baroness. That's Lyra SRL, and she's ours. Welcome to Final Fantasy Randomizer, Game 1, Best of 3, Elite 8 action, the winner moving on to the Final 4. Right now, this is LordFizzlebeef's game to win. Coming off conquering one of his nemesises that he could never beat before, eliminated him from the tournament, he is as hot as can be, up against Crabcakes, the undefeated Crabcakes. LordFizzlebeef looking to take down the mastermind.
And Fizzle still taking all these fights. He got quite a few of those Green Medusa fights. Took them all. Still wanting extra levels. He wants to make sure that this is one and done.
Fizzle taking on the purple punching bag right here.
Crabcakes has entered the Bridge of Destiny. There's Warmack, and she got a chance to strike first. LordFizzlebeef is through Lich. He's on the fire floor. Crabcakes is taking the fight. She's using that defense sword. She's down to the Knight, and the Red Wizard gets a temper off. There's Fire 3 from Warmack. LordFizzlebeef does not have this information, nor does he have the defense sword. 537 from the Knight. Another temper goes off. LordFizzlebeef gets away from fires, hits another encounter, gets a chance to strike first, and he runs away. Crabcakes dismantles Warmack, levels 26 and 27 for her 2 warriors. Carry 2 has been pulled for LordFizzlebeef.
Johnny 5 is not alive on this seat, as Carry 2 is proving to be not much of a bother.
There's a Red Hydra fight for CC, 1 hour 18 minutes. Bane comes out from LordFizzlebeef. It does not hit. A Lightning 2 doesn't do too much, but a Masmoon will. Whoa. Oh. 10 hits, 1200 damage. See ya. Demon life spells. Do we have any of those?
No, we do not.
Okay.
Life
got it
2
from
was
Desert
low.
Sway.
I think it was level 3 or 4, but locked out of Red Wizard. We have no life spell. Once you go down Temple of Fiends, you're done.
We're Fizzlebeef
Gotta
without
move it
those
all
and only 1 ribbon. No access to wall. Walking a thin line. You gotta think that that's why Crabcakes was doing some searching for a defense sword. Cannot lose. Oh gosh, we just talked about that.
Alright, so I'm gonna go make a sandwich. You guys just hold down the fort for me.
Mail?
Believe it or not, this encounter is actually runnable this time. Usually it's not. So Fizzle is definitely thankful to not have to waste resources.
Crabcakes lights her 3rd orb. She's on her way towards the Earth Cave to try and light her 4th orb. LordFizzlebeef in firm control of this match, 1 hour 19 minutes, about to pull the dreaded Kraken 2. 3
And
light
just
warriors still standing.
Straight in, no adjusting, no moving the fighter down, power bonk. Let's do this.
Fire 3 from Kraken 2 leads it off. Fizzlebeef gets a fast and a temper off onto the next round. There's Ruse pickup for Crabcakes onto her Knight. And her Red Wizard, Lightning 3, hits for 100 damage. Fire 3 knocks down the Red Wizard. He's down to 48 HP. This Masmoon's got to connect, and it does. 1200 damage. Wow.
Yeah, so far Masmoon just being exactly what you want on this particular seed. Nothing rolling with really high evasion or absorb. There's the base damage of Masmoon doing over 1,000 damage. I think pretty much every Fiend refight. And just that quick, he's ready to go into tier 2.
Without stopping to heal, he just runs right in. No rearrangement, no nothing. He healed before. Doesn't matter. Crabcakes has to go through a fetch quest chain to get her rod. There's 4 hits from Tiamat. Knocks the Knight pretty hard. He's down to 264. Round 2. Because he'll be slowing down just a little bit. He's gonna do heal pots and attack with the Masmoon. There's a nuke from Tiamat!
Nuke.
Oh no! The Knight's gone and he resets! Oh boy! Okay. He had to reset. He's gonna go back in. That was the first spell I think Tiamat attacked first, right? And hit hard.
Yeah, it was an attack for over 300 and followed up by a nuke. So now you can disrespect Lich, Carry, Kraken, but Tiamat will hold it against you.
Fizzlebeef does have the Power Gauntlet. Is that a potential option? Crabcakes has translated her slab via the objective NPC shuffle. She's headed towards Lefane. We know that the bottle wasn't seen, nor was a ribbon. We know that they are in Crescent Lake. You'd have to go there dead last. LordFizzlebeef re-enters. He originally entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 27 seconds. He now re-enters at an hour 20 and change.
Yeah, so there's that deep wipe, and Crabcakes still has Lich to take down. It's not going to take long. Fizzle has maybe one more attempt at this before Crabcakes will also beat Temple of Fiends, and much better prepared. Has the defense, has Vorpal, better levels. Crabcakes should be able to make Temple of Fiends in one round.
LordFizzlebeef re-enters. He's on the Earth floor. I believe I didn't watch the encounter table, but he got a lot of green Medusas. Could be taking the same one. He might have been happy with it.
Fizzle wants that master up for some punching bag strategies, but probably wants it for the old Tiamat just to have someone to throw in front.
Yeah, Fizzle going in, looking on the same encounter table, picking up those green Medusas for that extra experience.
Yeah, Maya's pointing out in chat, Ikben Maya, one of the legends of Final Fantasy Randomizer, and he's saying we didn't really get much information on Tiamat 2. We don't know about HP, we don't know about Absorb, we don't know anything about Evasion. We do know is that Nuke is her first spell, and it's devastating.
Yeah, at Fizzle's level, 1 melee and a nuke, and whatever it hit is down. So, I would bet the farm that Fizzle's going to respect Tiamat a little bit more, put that knight in the bottom, maybe offer up that black mage as a sacrificial lamb, till he can get the fast tempers up and try to just burn through, while the black mage, acts as the meat shield.
Crabcakes getting blocked by bats. She's closing in on her 4th orb. A reminder, this is a best-of-3 series, the winner moving on to the Final Four. 2019 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. There's the unrunnable Agama encounter. He's got to take it, trying to save resources. He's going to use Lightning 3. CC's not saving any resources. She doesn't have to right now. Fires a nuke and takes out the wolves.
Yeah, that, I mean,
rolled high on HP.
Yeah, they rolled high. They're unrunnable. You don't want to waste, your good stuff on them. Just a time waster.
Fizzle armed with the knowledge of everything before chaos, for the most part, goes back into carry too.
Question from chat, when does game 2 happen between these two players? June 1st. That is Saturday? Saturday, June 1st at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That will be right here live on the Speed Gaming family of networks. Carry 2 for LordFizzlebeef. He took out Carry very quickly last time. There's a swing from the Mazmoon. 10 hits, 928. And he's just going to wait and whack. Oh, no! Oh! He lost the tempers. He lost a fast. He lost a character. But he's still got the master. He's just... Oh. That was...
Yeah, you just lost your ability to fast and temper on the same turn. And that was going to be pretty important, especially for this Tiamat coming up, to get your offense up and off the ground quickly. And again, that, you really wanted a meat shield. Hopefully Dead can live through and act as that meat shield this time. But that's one less character that Tiamat can target. And if it's the knight, good night.
Kraken's first spell, I believe, is Fire 3. The Master can survive that and get through, that's good. But, on the left side of your screen, Crabcakes dispatches of Lich momentarily to light her 4th orb. This match will have a much clearer picture. Fizzlebeef's going to put the Master up top right in the beginning. Power Gauntlet usage from LordFizzlebeef. He's going to attack in the 2nd round and try to take him out. Oh, and he's got it survived with 9 HP. That was a Fire 3. That was huge. He's got to take out Kraken now. He wants another warrior Attack from the Masmoon, 855 is good. It's exactly what we talked about it, Demon. That Fire 3, and the Master survived it.
Yep, he has that meat shield for Tiamat, assuming he can make it to Tiamat with Dead still upright. That's exactly what he needs. He needs to keep that Red Mage alive for Chaos to keep his fast, keep his tempers.
1 hour, 26 minutes. Crabcakes has entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Lord Fizzlebeef is in the Echo of the Floating Castle. Slowing down just a little bit, going to change it up a little bit, not just going to run into Tiamat this time. Puts the Master up top. Crabcakes has already made it to the Phantom. And here we go. Tiamat 2 took out Lord Fizzlebeef last time, and there it is, right there. A nuke with initiative. The Master's gone. He's down to 2 warriors. It's the Red Wizard and the Knight. There's Zap! And it hits the non-ribbon wearing Red Wizard! 9 hits, 92 damage! 7 hits, 185. Stun misses. Another attack from the Masmoon. 367. Oh my gosh.
That quickly, Crabcakes is now in the lead and in a better position to take care of that Tiamat that looks like our gatekeeper.
Crabcakes takes the lead. Lyra, this is Final Fantasy Randomizer. There's no pushover bosses here. There's no final dungeon that you can just walk through. Lord Fizzlebeef has dominated this match. Gambled, made risks. They worked. Everything he did worked. Right now, he's out of this. Left side of your screen. Now, Lyra, it's Crabcake's game to win.
What an adventure we've had here so far today. It's been a pleasure working with all of you this evening. I'm almost speechless to this, but at the same time, you gotta feel for Fizzle at this point. Win or lose. This is definitely looks like a Vorpal TMI.
Yeah, and you have to wonder now. Yeah, Crescent Lake was down in Lafine, but man, that second ribbon is looking a lot more important now that you know that Tiamat 2 is a gatekeeper and has Zap.
The crowd continues to grow here live on Speed Gaming 5. Thank you for joining us this evening. Our spring tournament is winding down. Incredible players and great stories still to be told. Crabcakes about to pull Lich 2. But don't look now. Right side of your screen. Lord Fizzlebeef has made it to the same floor. And he knows the encounter table. He knows he can quickly get through Lich, Carry, and Kraken. He's got the experience. It wouldn't surprise me, Demon, if Lord Fizzlebeef is actually able to potentially pass CC right at Kraken 2.
Yeah, he knows the encounter. He knows what you have to play safe on. He knows that he can just power his way through most of this. So, time that Crabcakes takes to kind of be put defense swords up and all this other stuff. Fizzle's just gonna power, bonk, fast, swing, dead, move on. And Nick Ben Maya pointing out in chat, and that's one thing I was saying before. Crabcakes' Black Mage has a good chunk more HP than Fizzle's does. That Black Mage could survive a nuke on Crabcake's side. Fizzle's Black Mage is going down to a nuke pretty much no matter what.
Fizzle one-shots the punching bag right there. Gets back into this. Not too much of a distance between our runners.
Lord Fizzlebeef continues to close in on the undefeated Crabcakes. Crabcakes has lost her black belt. I don't think she really cared. She just wants those 3 warriors. Fizzlebeef once again runs into the unrunnable Agamas. He draws an extra one from last time. This is Lord Fizzlebeef's 3rd dive as we pass the 90-minute mark now.
Crabcakes takes down Carry, but loses the Black Mage.
Do you even consider resetting here, Demon? Do you consider it?
It's
yeah, okay.
If I was in Crabcake's shoes, I would keep pushing. Once I got the Tiamat, if I was in Lord Fizzlebeef's shoes and my Black Mage went down, I would reset, knowing what the rest of the Fiends have for me.
Okay. Crabcakes starts to get her lead back. She does have one piece of equipment that her opponent, Lord Fizzlebeef, does not. She dug it out and took the time to find it. It's the defense sword. It's really the only difference in equipment. Our apologies on the tracker fans. We're trying to get that last orb to light up for CC, but obviously you have to have all 4 of them lit to enter the Temple of Fiends. Kraken 2 for CC. Carry 2 for Lord Fizzlebeef. There's that defense. There's a nuclear from Kraken?
Oh no.
That's a non-elemental skill, and it will crush you. CC gets the fast of Thunder!
Followed by Thunder, and we only have 1 ribbon.
Oh, and CC gets through. Lord Fizzlebeef never saw that in his 2 runs through here. That's a skill. It's non-elemental, and it will devastate you, just like it did to CC.
And Lord Fizzle thing is going to walk into Kraken thinking, yeah, fire 3. I can handle it. Oh, no. No.
Nuh-uh! Crabcakes gets ambushed by the Zombie Ds and the Wizard Vampires with a level 28 or 29 Knight at the top. That's interesting. They're starting to pound on Rudy. Oh, don't let this happen. Crabcakes can't get away. Oh, they're pounding the Knight! They're pounding the Knight! The Knight's down to 1 near 90 HP! Crabcakes cannot get away! The Knight dies! Oh my! Oh no, Crabcakes! Oh!
It doesn't reset.
She wants
she gets
information.
away with the... Okay, she's got a Masmoon, you got a Power Gauntlet, you got a Bane Sword, Opal Bracelet, and a Ribbon. CC's gonna go for it.
I like this. Yeah, exactly. You get the information, you see what Tiamat has. You know what? And maybe you push through. You never know.
Kraken 2 for Lord Fizzlebeef. There's the nuclear that he never saw before. Oh, he loses. Oh, God, what a roll. The Black Wizard's gone. There's the Fire 3. Crabcakes pulls Tiamat 2. At this point in time, it is still Crabcakes' match to win. She uses a ruse. There's the nuke. Oh, the Red Wizard resisted it. It only hit for 128. There's the zap. Red Wizard resisted that. Gets the fast off and moves on to the Power Gauntlet. Slow 2 hits.
2.
He's gonna re-fast and try to get her fast back. And she does. She's back to the status from before. An attack from the Masmoon. 6 hits for 94. Quad X is gonna miss. Lord Fizzlebeef is on Tiamat 2. He's gonna use the Power Gauntlet. More Power Gauntlets from CC into the Red Wizard. 101 breaks through the evasion. Bane Sword, do it. No. Ruse. More Ruse to get max evasion. Tiamat 2 bashes Lord Fizzlebeef. His Knight's down to 25 HP. CC resets. The nuke crushed Lord Fizzlebeef. 52 HP. The Knight's gone.
Man.
Lord Fizzlebeef resets.
You did see Fizzle, though, make the adjustment. He was using Vorpal in that Tiamat. He knows what he needs to do. He just needs to hope for that good turn order. And here we go, almost hand in hand, re-entering at the same time.
We're going to call it 1 hour 34 minutes. Lord Fizzlebeef is going back in for his 4th attempt at the Temple of Fiends Revisited. CC, her 2nd. We said this a little bit earlier. I said it to you, Lyra. I'm going to say it to you this time, Damon. I've known you a long time. This is the greatest game I've ever played. This is Final Fantasy Randomizer, and this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you for over an hour, like, oh yeah, Fizzle's made all the right choices, all the right gambles. He skipped this, he went there, and had a 2-orb lead on, of all people, Crabcakes, and now here we are, both runners just smashing their face against Topher. Glad I'm not playing this seed. They are, and I'm glad that everybody out there in chat's having a good time.
Oh yeah, the chat is live. Go ahead, Lyra.
An hour 35, and this tournament wouldn't be possible without our fans, Speed Gaming, Randomania, all the support that we have for this community. Having Demon with us tonight as well, it's such an honor being here with all of you tonight. We do thank you for watching.
Fizzle's out. He's back at the beginning of the dungeon.
I didn't see what happened.
I think he just reset. I missed exactly what happened. But it does look like Crabcakes is on the hard reset encounter that Fizzlebeef has been using, I believe.
So what happened to Fizzle was the zombie dragon still had cremate and got through to the Black Wizard and downed both that and the Master, and then Fizzle reset out of it. So here's next.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it. Oh, and Fizzle has been pretty lucky. The previous couple of attempts was able to keep that master upright for quite a while. Goes down nice and early. That's one meat shield he's not going to have for later. And they both have to know that the other and Mudgalls with Crack came back
Crabcakes
from
has to
Waterfall.
reset.
I said in Waterfall they were going to come back, they were going to be a problem, and there they were.
This reminds me of a certain adventure that you had, Will, week 2, where everybody had a giant death count. I think we're gonna have another one of these here. But
Lyra's
this time it's
talking
not the
about many consider the greatest match in Final Fantasy Randomizer history. If it's not, it's top 3 from entertainment value. At least it was round 2, undefeated Dragon Slayer Wickliosis took on the dragon himself, the undefeated Tristal MTG. If you have not seen that match, send me a message, send Demon a message, join the Discord, and get a link to it. Sit back and enjoy my agony. Demon, you were saying a thought and you took the words out of my mouth. Both players know the other player is in the final dungeon.
Yeah, right now it's just, for a while we didn't think Kraken was much, but now we do know that Kraken is backing. Tiamat is just a brick wall. And we don't even know what Chaos has yet. We haven't seen... there's still a couple of nuclears in the pool. There's still Cure 4 out there. Swirl, Tornado. We haven't seen Fast. We haven't seen a lot.
Yeah, non-elemental Swirl. Non-elemental Tornado. We saw the Slow 2 that already caused a whole bunch of problems for Crabcakes. FizzleBeef is on his 4th dive, I believe. 5th. He had to reset. At what point do you start to say, Uncle, and leave? Or do you just keep banging?
It's such a hard decision knowing I know exactly how to get that ribbon. That would save me from, Crabcakes has gotten the bad end of the stick when it comes to the cracks from Mudgalls. But there's just a bunch in here that's nasty. You know exactly how. It's just quite a bit of time. LordFizzlebeef, I doubt will say Uncle. I think he's going to batch face until he .duns or Crabcakes .duns.
I have a 3-dive rule. I break it every now and then when I know I can't make it through. I'd be gone by now, personally. And so this time in the redives could potentially be better used elsewhere. No matter what happens, both these players are going to think about that and think about their adventure through this and question whether or not they should have left or not.
Yeah, other than Waterfall for Crabcakes has been pretty smooth going. Just to get this far and to have this difficult of a difficulty spike. Yeah, I don't know that I would be 4 and 5 runs deep, especially versus Crabcakes. Like I said before, you're looking at 120 to 140 on these flags. You're at that 140 mark right now. You haven't seen a dot done. You have to know that this is a killer Topher. And maybe you're better off, instead of mashing your head against it, to go get some levels, get a ribbon, find a defense, do something, anything to change up what you're doing.
Honestly, both of you have said this, but you don't necessarily have to leave. Little known fact about Temple of Fiends Revisited: if you go left at the first turn instead of going right, you will eventually end up down at the earth floor in a blocked area, and you can just farm the XP there, and that's some really good stuff. You'll run into the earth Medusas down there too.
Yeah, we see both of them on the water floor.
It's the same encounter. We'll see if LordFizzlebeef draws this encounter as he swings back through and across. He does not. They're on the... Okay, they're close.
Yeah, they're pretty close because Crabcake just ran away from the encounter that FizzleBeef is on, it looks like.
I think it was the first fight. I think it was like Creeps or something that was reset out of. Thank you, Dengwu. Switching the audio to our leader by 6 seconds. Crabcakes on the left side of your screen pulls Kraken 2. FizzleBeef pulls Kraken 2 1 hour 41 minutes. A strike from the Mazmoon and CC 737. Kraken 2's gone. LordFizzlebeef gets the Fire 3 from Kraken. Crabcakes getting slowed down by some waters. One strike from the Mazmoon should do it for FizzleBeef. He eats another Fire 3. He lost the Black Wizard. Crabcakes is through and she's healing. FizzleBeef down to 2 Light Warriors. Once again, both players about to pull Tiamat 2. Crabcakes does at 141.30.
Now, a strategy to think of here: you have Mazmoon, you have Fast, you have Temper, Power Bunk, you have Ruse. You could use that Red Mage as your killer.
Good. Crabcake starts the assault. This is as far as we've been into Tiamat. Tiamat destroys the Knight. The Knight's
down.
gone. FizzleBeef is about 22 seconds behind Crabcakes. There's the nuke. Crabcakes Warriors survive it. She's trying to heal and trying to do. There's the zap. The zap misses. FizzleBeef's down to 1 warrior after the nuke. 116 from the Mazmoon isn't doing it.
He needs those crits.
He's looking for a crit loop from the
crit.
Vorpal. 341 from the Vorpal. Another attack from FizzleBeef. 7 hits, but the slow
2 hits, and that's gonna just.
Crabcakes got it. The Vorpal got it for Crabcakes. Vorpal wielding Red Wizard is through. The Knight still standing. LordFizzlebeef perishes. 142.5. He's got to reset. FizzleBeef is leaving, just like I thought he would. 6 dives is too much. He's leaving. He's going to the Mirage Tower. No, he's not. He's going to get the ribbon.
He's going to get the ribbon. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing.
Is this what you would guys? Is this what you guys would do in a crisis situation?
For the win. 1 hour 43 minutes. The undefeated Crabcakes looks to remain undefeated and try to take game 1 against LordFizzlebeef. We have not seen this yet. It is Chaos. She does not have a Knight. Ice 3 is the first spell from Chaos. The Fast is off, as well as some Defense Sword. It's going to be the Red Wizard. Rudy is a Red Wizard, not a Knight. Non-elemental swirl.
Yep,
Weakening
that's what I was
CC.
talking about.
You try Bane maybe or something maybe? No, she's gonna heal. Fire 2, Black Wizard's gone. 113 HP, here's some information. 6 hits, 546. She's looking for a crit loop. It's the Mazmoon. 6 hits, 269. Chaos, wham!
Nope.
Crabcakes perishes.
Alright, so we have non-elemental swirl, so like I said, that Red Mage tried to be the killer. Crabcakes tried it. Doesn't have the hit points to cut it, to pull it off. Fizzle making the adjustment. We'll see if that ribbon can get people alive far enough to maybe get through that Tiamat alive.
So something y'all both were wondering about earlier. Fizzle just found Life 1 in Crescent Lake slot 2.
Learnable by the Red Wizard. If he can keep that Red Wizard upright, he has 3 life casts now. So so you're gonna get a ribbon and some life casts out of that.
Sage is handing over that bottle. We know what it turns in.
And you get the benefit of a little bit of experience. You got the Zombols, you got Tyros you can take out here. You can see he has that black belt upright. Get a couple levels on that black belt. Maybe they can survive, like the one dive he did where survive that Fire 3. You'll get an extra meat shield deep in Topher.
I love this play by Fizzle, actually adjusting and just not completely just throwing yourself up against it endlessly. You were right about the 3 wipe rule, Will, but
Yeah.
6 is definitely a good place to stop as long as you know when.
Yeah, I mean, and we've talked about it. I think we all agree. You know your opponent's there too. You know they're running into the same thing. And you've got to adjust, and you've got to do something to make it happen. LordFizzlebeef, the first to make that move. He's going to turn in his bottle. Have a little chit-chat. Release a Tiny Fairy, which a Tiny Fairy will hand over the second ribbon to LordFizzlebeef.
Yeah, so if he can get that Red Wizard to live through Nuke, that ribbon should protect from Zap, but it also is supposed to protect from Crack, and we saw Fizzle's luck with that so far.
Here we go. Fizzle's going back in.
Once again, we'd like to thank Dengwu. It's LordFizzlebeef is just crashing into the temple feet.
I don't think that was nerves. I think that was just a little bit of frustration
Yeah.
he's got to get out.
It definitely was. Once again,
I
thank
love
you,
the
Dengwu and Danny3883. Behind the scenes, these two great community members have got a gigantic list of the times that these players have entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Let's go through that real quick. LordFizzlebeef, the first to enter, 1 hour, 13 minutes and change, 27 seconds. He re-entered at an hour 20. He re-entered at an hour 27. He re-entered at an hour 34. He reset. He re-entered again an hour 46. Crabcakes entered originally 1 hour 26 minutes. Re-entered again 1 hour 34 minutes. Had to reset. Re-entered again 1 hour 43 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, and this is something you normally, especially with Crabcakes, you know, Fizzlebeef he's stubborn. Crabcakes usually doesn't get into this situation where it's bash face against wall. I'm honestly surprised Crabcakes hasn't diverted to go get that ribbon, and as we found out, life at level 6, Red Wizard learnable, that is huge. We would have a winner by now had one of these guys decided to make the play and get that second ribbon.
100%.
Carry 2 for Crabcakes. Not going to last very long, and she does not. LordFizzlebeef, 1 floor behind at this point. Well, a little over a floor, excuse me. He's back on the Earth Cave, same encounter table. 1 hour 48 minutes. There must be a winner tonight here live on Speed Gaming. If you're watching over on YouTube where we re-upload these videos and reload them, we hope you're enjoying the show. He's Demon Frog. She's the Baroness, Lyra SRL. My name is Wookleosis. I am the Smooth Talker. And I am back. The Dragon Slayer is in hibernation for this great Elite 8 match, and there's Kraken 2 for Crabcakes. Take it, Damon.
Gets a fast on that night. Nuclear first turn instead of that Fire 3. Not what you want to see. Well, swing. Done.
I didn't say anything, did you?
Yeah, that was... Kraken and Lich been hanging out or something.
Cece adjusted her equipment before that. The Vorpal went on the Red Wizard, the Mouser went on the Knight, and you saw what happened. That was completed just a humming.
Alright, so it's going to come down to this Tiamat. This Tiamat has been not the best to our runners. Opens with that nuke, opens with that zap. Only 1 ribbon on Crabcakes' side. We'll see what adjustments. Kind of fiddling with the party, and here we go. Fast, defense, temper. Getting the offense, getting the defense up. And Tiamat opens, puts down the Black Mage, down to 2 members. Swing, 518, 200 damage to the Knight, temper on the Knight. And we'll see what Tiamat's second round, if given the chance. Hans swings, 133, not enough. Knight's not looking good, giving a bit of a think. Getting Ruse up on the Red Mage, try and keep him alive. Swing and terminated. Able to take that Knight into the Chaos fight.
It's under 50 heal potions, but that's going to be okay. She's going to use all the heal potions to heal up Hans and Rudy. LordFizzlebeef is about to pull carry 2 for the 7th time. Crabcakes is through. We did this 10 minutes ago. Crabcakes with a little bit of information on Chaos as far as absorb and evasion. Moves the Knight down to the 3rd slot for a potential RNG loop. Fast and defense. Chaos does not hit hard. Chaos hit the opal braceleted Red Wizard for 100. There's the Ice 3. We know that's the first spell. Another Temper gets off for Cece. More evasion. Gonna try to max evade that Knight. Another Temper. No, she's gonna attack. 120 gets the Temper off, though. Crabcake starts to attack with the Masmoon. 6 hits. 793. LordFizzlebeef is on the water floor. 1100 damage from CC into Chaos. Chaos is still standing. There's a non-elemental swirl. The Red Wizard has perished. For the victory, it's Hans and the Mazmoon! 1000 damage! GG's and congratulations, the winner of Game 1! And remaining undefeated, it's Crabcakes.
Yeah, you just had to get your night through Kraken and Tiamat. If you could get your night through, you were good. What a race, what a comeback. Just wow.
Now we're
Lord Fizzlebeef and Crabcakes are chatting in the background. Lord Fizzlebeef does know that Crabcakes has finished. He's going to move on and certainly at least complete this run as well. CC will probably join us here on the live show. She's going to join the chat, actually. There's the nuclear from Kraken 2 into Lord Fizzlebeef at 1 hour 52 minutes. All his warriors survived, though. There's extra levels on the Master. Definitely helped out, Demon.
Yep, keep him upright. Hopefully keep on meat shield up for Tia and... Oh, never mind.
No, not anymore.
Oh, takes the Black Mage with him.
But Fizzle is definitely more prepared this time.
There's that newly acquired level 6 life for Fizzlebeef. We expect Crabcakes to join us here live on Twitch. In the chat, she'll usually say hello as Lord Fizzlebeef starts to heal and try to move on to his nemesis, Tiamat 2. You can see him much more relaxed. Lord Fizzlebeef here. He's going with the Vorpal. Attaboy. The game changer.
Yeah, for memes aside, every sword has its place. Vorpal is the sword you want for this particular Tiamat. Hide, absorb. Those crits able to cut through the absorb. Much like Tiamat just cut through that Black Mage.
Lord Fizzlebeef has to use a ruse charge. There's the nuke! Red Wizard survives. The Knight is still standing at 320. He's going to heal the Red Wizard with a heal pot. Zap misses. Vorpal, 6 hits for 221. Going to continue to temper. Gets the temper off in the next round. An attack from the Vorpal and the game changer for 341. Tiamat starts to go after the Vorpal wielder. That's smart by Tiamat. Down to 110. Tiamat instead takes out Fade. But the Vorpal gets through. Alright, Lord Fizzlebeef, 1 hour, 54 minutes. What do you got, cowboy?
And he's got, I think, at least 2, if not 3 ruse charges that'll cap him if he has 3. He's got Mazmoon, he's got Power Bonk, but he gets an air encounter. Not hitting hard,
Gets away.
got out of it.
Fizzle makes it through to Chaos for the wonderful, wonderful battle of 2,000 years. As here we go, show it.
7 heal pots left, and he makes it through. Lord Fizzlebeef, the first time he's seen Chaos. There's the Ice 3. Fizzlebeef uses the ruse. He does not have the defense sword. 136 from Chaos in a physical melee attack. There's a second ruse. Here comes a third ruse. Lord Fizzlebeef is now at max evasion. Chaos misses physically. Over to the Power Gauntlet. Saber gets casted. Does he attack? He does not. He goes for a second Power Gauntlet. Chaos attacks and misses. Fizzlebeef starts the assault. There's the Mazmoon. 3 hits for 319. Chaos misses. Fire 3 from Chaos. Lord Fizzlebeef says, eat this for 414. I'm gonna finish you, says Lord Fizzlebeef. 727. Non-elemental swirls down to 200 HP. Again, a strike from Fizzlebeef. Not enough. Chaos still standing. Chaos misses. Another strike from the Mazmoon. 713 isn't enough. Eat this, Chaos, for 319. No! Chaos tries to come back with stop. Fire 2. Lord Fizzlebeef's HP is waning, but it doesn't matter. 377 from the Knight. GG's and congratulations, Lord Fizzlebeef finishes in second place. 1 hour, 55 minutes, 23 seconds. And the chat honors and congratulates him live here on Speed Gaming 5. Gosh, Lyra, I'm looking through these notes from our trackers from Danny and Dengwu. All these entrances into the Temple of Fiends Revisited. One of the tougher ones we've seen.
100%. Personally, I know we're going to talk about this in the interview. I believe the play that Fizzle made to go get that ribbon was overall the better play instead of just repeatedly throwing yourself against the wall like that. RNG worked for CC this time around. It won't always work. There's sometimes where strategy is going to be better than luck. But congratulations to CC anyways, definitely finishing up here, just a few minutes ahead of Fizzle. What a race for both of these runners. I love watching this stuff every single night.
Yeah, that Temple of Fiends was very high, especially only having that one ribbon until Fizzle pivoted into getting that second one. I believe we are joined, LordFizzlebeef. Well, my first question is, are you the LordFizzlebeef, and are you wearing him as a skin suit?
Oh no, I'm definitely here, and I'm definitely just a hair upset about how rudely that Topher treated me. Everything was fine up till then. My idiot play backfired, and then it worked, and then all Topher had to do was not, within the first 2 turns of Tiamat 2 nuke me every time. That's all. That's all I had to do. I'm a little salty about this.
Yeah, you were well ahead. You entered Temple of Fiends at 113. Crabcakes had 2 orbs lit at that time. You skipped chests. You went, dungeons I wasn't expecting. Was this part of the plan? Was this just you kind of playing off the cuff? Like, kind of take me through your thought.
Let me walk you through this whole sad story of desperation, right? So, going into this matchup, I knew that I was going to have to pull some kind of trick out of the void to somehow do this. And I hatched upon the idiot scheme, windmill slam gamble, either opal, ruby, or ribbon loose. And then as soon as I get 2 key items, we're in go mode. And as soon as I got, and also I knew that I was probably going to be doing an eye grind and ice just because I was going to be skipping so many chests. Which that worked as well as I wanted it to. I had exit to make it even easier. And then I see Opal Bracelet in the ice chest. My heart sinks about 10 levels because starting to wonder if this was really the genius idea I thought it was. Follow the dumb fetch quest to get my ruby. Sure, I net a bonk out of it, but then I really realized, okay, we have made a right hash out of this, okay? So, what dungeon haven't we skipped so far? Mirage Sky seems good right about now. And then I thought everything was great, and I thought I had somehow lottery lucked my way into this. And then Tiamat 2. And then Tiamat 2, and then Tiamat 2, and then Tiamat 2, and then Zombie Dragons, and then Tiamat 2.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, these guys love Sky early. They'll do Sky early, no problem. Nope, you want to C. Like, oh, okay. Started skipping C without knowing you were in. You had gotten all the chests. You had gotten the ribbon out of ordeals. You gotten 2 key items. You potentially had everything, but you didn't know you had everything.
Mm-hmm. I could not afford to learn things at that point. Does that make sense? Because, I needed to go before it was sensible to go. Because if I go when it's sensible to go, I feel like this is an even race or I just lose. So I need to go when it's not sensible. And that lightning is never going to strike twice. So now I need a plan B going into game 2.
So talk to me about the adjustment of after, I think, dive 5 of saying, all right, this isn't working.
So the only way I'm getting through that Tiamat 2 is if I bring both mages into it. And with Kraken 2, at first I thought it was just Fire 3s, which is bad enough on its own. And then I saw the nuclear come out, and it's like, all right, well, even if we should somehow survive a nuclear, that Fire 3 is going to take out a Black Mage no matter what, pretty much. And we know that Ribbon's in Crescent, and we never bothered to check what level 6 magic was. Maybe we can get lucky, get Life 2? We got Life, for all the good it did us. I mean, I shouldn't say that, it actually kind of carried me through the rest of the run. But, yeah, I knew I needed something a little bit extra, a ribbon, and hopefully magic.
FizzleBeef, it's Will.
Hi, Will.
Hey, how you doing? A week ago, May 23rd, 2019, Sweet 16.
Mhm.
Best of 3. Game 1 against a rival and a nemesis, a friendly one.
Mhm.
You drop that match.
Mhm.
You go to 0-1, back up against the wall.
Mhm.
You rebound, you take out your nemesis, you exile all the demons, you move on, and you win a date with Crabcakes.
Mhm.
Here we are a week later. Back against the wall again.
Mhm.
We know what you did last time. I'm not asking you what you're going to do this time, but tell me about this experience and what it is that you can do moving forward. And can you win this?
Those are some difficult questions. What can I do moving forward? I have already broken the glass on full-out flailing panic mode. That's kind of my trump card, and that didn't get me there. How do I push insanity further while still actually making it to chaos? That's a question I'm going to have to think about over the next day or two. Well, day and a half. Can I win this?
Nah.
Yeah, no.
I-
full answer.
You definitely can, Fizzlebeef. You played a great game. Demon Frog went over a little bit of the hard numbers. You were the first in the air. You entered at 113. Your opponent entered, I believe it was 123, Lyra?
Sounds about right. It was
Ye-
definitely like
yep.
quite a bit of a lead.
Played very well. With Reckless Abandon, I wasn't sure if it was you or not for quite a while, to be completely honest. But certainly played very well. I can't wait for Game 2 and certainly the potential Game 3 as well. Lyra, any questions for Lord Fizzlebeef this evening?
Yeah, I mentioned it a little bit before Fizzle jumped into this. When you were at the 5 death mark, did you definitely feel you made the right play going with Ribbon? Was there anything else in your mind that would have actually worked? Maybe a little bit of third floor gamble for left side Topher, maybe?
Adjustment that I was willing to perform at that period. I was not prepared to grind because the knight was going to be the do or die linchpin of the whole operation, and he was at a level that I was confident, if I could just get off the ground, could do it. There were no chests I was prepared to check, so there's no item that I would have preferred to find. No, it was just beating my face against it until the RNG relented at that point, because after that, a little bit after the first wipe and definitely after the second wipe, I knew Crabcakes was in there, and it was just a matter of time at that point.
Are you ready for game 2?
No, absolutely not.
Like I said, you had a substantial lead going into Temple of Fiends. Crabcakes still needed to finish off Sky and still had to do the turn-in chain and then go do Lich. So your strategy throughout the game was perfect. You made the exact right gambles. You skipped what you needed to skip. It was just that Topher had a different idea for you this time.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I do not think I can get that lightning to strike twice, so I'm going to have to sit down and have a real good, long, hard think about what my plan B is, because I've got no idea at this point, and maybe that is my plan B. I've got no idea.
Well, I can tell you this, Lord Fizzlebeef. I know how well your plan B can work, and I think that you're going to come up with something. We'd like to once again thank Danny3883, Trekker Extraordinaire, thank you so much, and Degwoo of Team Vorpal, Sweet 16 qualifier as well. Thank you for joining us and taking care of all the tracking. Carito doing the restreaming, thank you so much. Setting up, certainly so we can get going live right here on Speed Gaming and their entire family of networks. It has been awesome. We're going to go ahead and move forward to final thoughts right now. We're going to close up shop real quick. Fizzlebeef, I know we've gone through pretty much everything. Anything else that you might want to say? Anything, any mind games or anything against your opponent potentially coming up right now?
Mind games are all well and good, but sometimes... I mean, I can't even make the point that sometimes mind games don't work, because I mind game myself, and it didn't work, and then it worked. So, coming up with a foolproof strategy is nothing in the face of just insanity improvisation sometimes. as long as you have the fundamental solid and you know what is possible versus what is probable, any number of nutso things can happen.
GG's and congratulations to you, Lord Fizzlebeef. We'd like to remind you that Game 2 will come up Saturday, June 1st. That's going to be right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We don't know exactly what channel that's going to be on quite yet, but should you be interested in tuning into that, there's speedgaming.org. They've got their entire schedule up there. Also, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com and our Discord. There are links to it on FinalFantasyRandomizer.com should you wish to play or find out any information. Anything you need, our great new player help section. We got a great new batch of ducklings coming up. And I must say, the ducklings have been quite successful in this tournament that went through that system. Demon Frog, we got back together.
We did. It was a good time.
Demon Frog, so active over in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Community Center. Thank you for everything you do. The Baroness, Lyra, we got together.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure working with you.
Great to certainly work with both of you. Any final thoughts tonight, Lyra?
Yes. Coming up for our tournament, there is no games tomorrow, but there is a powerful just coming up on Saturday. 3 p.m. Eastern, Crabcakes and Fizzle round 2. And then round 3, just in case, you never know. We'll let you know when it happens on the Discord. But also, Game 1 of TRNX SVJ, Game 2, 4 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern. What a show we're going to have for you on Saturday. And then Game 3, just in case, Sunday will be at 4 p.m. Eastern for them. I'd like to thank everybody here at Speed Gaming and our family, everybody that's ever supported us. You all make it happen every single night, and we just appreciate you so much. Other than that, Will, go ahead and just take us home.
Demon Frog, any final thoughts tonight?
I mean, it was a great match. We saw Fizzle look at his opponent, take some risks, take some gambles, and it paid off. You can't say it didn't pay off. It was just Topher had other ideas. I can't wait for match 2 for this Saturday. It looks like a lot of fun stuff coming up. And it's been a ton of fun. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us and being here, being in chat, asking questions. Join us on the Discord. Get some Final Fantasy Randomizer in your life.
All the excitement. What a great match. It's unlike any other game, and we have the best broadcast crew ever. We put on the best shows ever, whether it's in front of the cameras and in your ears, or whether it's behind the scenes taking care of everything. For our winner, the 1-0 in the best of 3 Crabcakes, for Lord Fizzlebeef, who's going to come storming back this Saturday, June 1st at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, for Demon Frog, for the Baroness herself, Lyra, SRL, Team Vorpals, Dengwu, and Danny3883. My name is Wukliosis. I am the Smooth Talker. And a reminder, revive the power of the orbs.